How we doing out there? I'm serving the Most High. Let's talk about mental health. Heard a lady's talking about mental health. Then I heard another lady. I have this narcolepsy, ADHD, all these things. Maybe you have more than what you really think you have. Maybe there's something more to you than what you realize. The one lady, I have mental health problems. I have issues. Look, I told you that I didn't believe in it, and I don't. I don't believe in 90% of what they pushed out there. And I throw this towards about your tarot readers. What do you think about mental health? That's not witchy woo-ha. That's not Satan. That's not keeping you hung up or anything to make sure that you don't get to where you're supposed to be going. Uh, Prognosis, diagnosis, medium rare or well done. Makes no sense. You got to remember that all these issues were drummed up to keep you in strife, away from the Father. That's what all this is about. All the decrees, everything that had been thrown at you, thrown at the people. I understand that, you don't really want to believe one thing or the other. But if you spend time with the Father, spend time in the Word, and just be obedient in between that, I'm sure that He'd be more than happy to give you some kind of little affirmation to where you go, oh my goodness. Father don't play. Why I know He don't play? Well, he's a funny God. He is, really is. But the thing about it is, He don't play when it comes to you, because you're His child. You're the wonderful children of God. He wants to see you happy, smiles on your face, riding on the merry-go-round, being pushed in the swing at 90 years old. That's what He wants to see. Squirrels and rabbits. God's natural law. They want for nothing. So how much more are you? How much more are you worthy? Because you are worthy. It's the inheritance inside of you that nobody wants you to know about. Nobody wants you to get to. It's the truth. I'll be on Twitch tonight, 8 o'clock, under I Am Servant 777. I'm usually on there for, 45 minutes to an hour. But the thing about it is, understand how these people have got you jacked up in this world. The ancients, you've done forgot your ancestry. The traveling of the age, the understanding of the knowledge from wisdom from back then to now, they've been clipping it away slowly but surely. And it's been happening and happening and happening, and it's going to keep happening. Understand that, I heard that a long time ago, 30 years ago, so. And I turned around and I said, that's the biggest farce I ever heard in my life. It was just something else somebody else drummed up to be able to cause more strife for the people. You got a problem? Sure, you got a problem. Take it with the Father. The Father, look, that's what they don't want you to know. That you spend time with your Father and you get your inheritance woke up. Normal is normal. So what is normal? The one lady said that, she had ADHD and narcolepsy and all that stuff. Look, there's probably more to you than you really know. The Father's probably got some kind of something that He wants you to do. And maybe you're just not knowing it. Maybe you do need to have a professional sleeper. Maybe your deal is dreams. Did you ever think of that? There you go. But anyhow, just think about it, tarot readers, soothsayers. What happened to witchcraft? What happens to warlocks, what happens to demons, what happens to Satan, mental health. So somebody's got to pick some kind of ground here. What kind of ground is it? Somebody that dreamed up psychological woo-ha, or somebody that drummed up witchcraft? Which side of the street is it on? Or is it in the same street? Just everybody being spun up. Thought I'd shoot this out there right quick. Probably take 1,400 hours to get this out on YouTube. But anyways, we'll shoot it out there anyways. See y'all tonight. Bye.